He's got 3 extra blue from the Lotus Bloom. He's going to have 5 counters on the Dreg Chip Reef shortly.
I'm really impressed by Mihara's patience.
Yeah. That's one of the things we've certainly seen over the last couple Pro Tours is people upended by impatience.
It's true.
Right, that's
Yettle moved all in on that attack.
Nassif
on the seat in the semis.
Absolutely.
Made an impatient play.
The Stone Rain.
The Stone Rain from, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nick Lovett could have won his match.
You
don't know if he would have still won Game 4 not going first, but...
Completely different top 8.
Could be. Yeah, it could be Lovett versus Nassif. This could easily be Nick Lovett versus Gab Nassif.
And we get a second one of those lands there. Is the official name for those storage lands?
I don't know.
You don't have anything clever like Karoo. Battery lands.
I get nothing.
Nothing? All right, storage lands it is.
I mean, Mihara's patient here because he knows to play for the Giga-drows. Against Nassif, he was patient, holding back the Dragonstorm and just playing out one Hellkite at a time.
Right.
Remarkable patience. There's just no offense coming out of Ogura's deck.
I really wonder if he knew that the Triskelevistas were coming out, if that's just a sort of standard Japanese sideboard strategy that he's aware of. Because, I mean, you have to be somewhat scared of them otherwise.
Yeah.
And again, Ogura has all day. He could have been recursing Triskelevis.
What is he down to for damage? Just like 2 Teferis or something?
He has a Urza's Factory.
Okay.
2 Teferis. And we're out. You know, I think at that point his plan is I'm going to deck you with Scepters, Compulsive Researches. And
yeah, he seems like he settled in to deck him, but I don't like that plan. Seems like his plan boils down to get lucky with Jester Scepter.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, both of these games, he was in position where if he had Triskelevis, he could just attack for the win. I mean, Mihara still doesn't have a Dragonstorm in his hand, to the best of our knowledge.
Right.
But, I mean, he's under no pressure to find it.
We do have
he's
one,
just
I believe.
Calmly drawing Giga-drows, etc.
Right. We do have one under a Scepter, I believe, right? So...
We have a dragon under a Scepter.
Oh, we have a dragon under a Scepter.
Not a dragon.
Well, maybe we'll have one under the Scepter.
Yeah, it's funny. Mihara doesn't know what's under there. Like, he's probably thinking, I haven't drawn a Dragonstorm this whole game. God, I wonder how many of them are under the Scepters. So now here comes Scepter number 3, and he's worried. He's worried he's going to lose relevant cards off his library.
He's now eaten 1/4 of Mihara's cards. Right, that's 15 cards. It's 1/4 of his deck.
Yeah, Mihara clearly a little worried about these Scepters. We know they're not really doing a whole lot. They've taken 10 cards, but the 10 cards include 1 dragon, a couple of Giga-drowses, some land. Mihara let this spell resolve. The CIP ability is on the stack. Is he going to go for his Giga-drows here?
He has to have the Dragonstorm 6 cards down.
Yeah. I mean, he's also worried about losing too many dragons, right? He has no idea how many dragons are left in his library. Absolutely. This is something you were pointing out earlier. Just the disinformation of the dragons, of the Scepters, leaves Mihara not realizing exactly what's left in his deck.
Right. Without some way to look through your deck, you have no idea what's down there.
Right. I mean, Giga-drows gets him around the counterspell ability of those Scepters, but he's worried about just, if there's 3 dragons down there, can I actually win? I mean, with the Cop Red sitting there, he needs to win all at once.
He needs to Giga-drows everything.
Yeah.
And even if he Giga-drowses everything, there's still 2 Giga-drowses.
Yeah, 2 get
hiding under the Scepters, under one under each. Conveniently enough. So that's 2 lands he can keep untapped.
Yep. Is Mihara panicking here? Reacting to this Jester Scepter?
I think he is panicking a little. I don't really see...
I mean, it helps that we know what's under there.
Sure.
And that he's not really in danger of losing all of something.
What does he gain by doing this? Even if he doesn't know what's under there.
Right.
What is to gain in this situation? I guess by having the Scepters tapped, he figures maybe he has just too many opportunities if he top decks.
Does he have Dragon Storm in his hand?
I don't believe he does.
All the lands and all 3 Scepters targeted with that Giga-drow. Ogura can counter any 2 copies. Interesting that he does not know what's under the 3rd Scepter as he does this. And Mihara knows that most Giga-drow's copies that can get countered is 2. Unless, I mean, it's possible that Ogura had just drawn his 1 Trick Mind off the top. That would stop the whole thing. But assuming no Trick Bind, Mihara has actually set himself up kind of nicely. Ogura is not going to be able to counter something off of a Scepter because he'd have to stop 3 copies of Giga-drows to defend a Scepter and the 2 land he needs to. All right, countering a Giga-drows.
We just had a brief respite of cool air in here as someone handed us some cold sodas, which it's not clear whether we want to drink them or just sort of rub them on our foreheads. So the purpose of this Giga-drows is I don't want you to hit, if you hit one of my key spells and I rip a copy of that spell, you can't Scepter me?
Yeah, this looks a little panicky. Counters the 2nd copy. Sinks the rest of the mana into the cops. Oh, he's remanding the Giga-drow. That's cute. Looks a lot better now. Interesting. I take back everything bad we ever thought about him. This actually gives him almost a free turn. He gets to Giga-drows everything, and then still keep the Giga-drows. And get a card. He gets a chance to cycle through a Remand.
Look what that card is.
What was it?
I believe it was Dragon Storm. Which, if he hadn't made that play, would be under the Scepter.
That's random.
I'm not saying it's a good strategy.
Ogura chose to keep up a couple of Urza lands.